Christmas Day 2020, football game between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. Alvin Kamara ran the ball 22 times for 155 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, allowing me to become a fantasy football champion, which allowed me to win some money so I could now afford the AirPods Max. And we're going to review them right now. Let's check them out. So prior to a few days ago, I didn't even know noise-canceling headphones existed. I went to work during the pandemic, and one of my coworkers was wearing them, and not these specific models. He had like some other model that apparently got built a couple years ago. I don't know where I've been. And I was like, what are those? He's like, they're noise-canceling headphones. They're awesome. And I'm like, why didn't I know these things existed? So I'm not going to be able to compare them to like I guess there's a Sony XM4 and the Bose NC700s. I'm reading it from my thing because I can't remember what they are. I wish I'd known these things existed before. Maybe those ones are better. Maybe they're not. I don't really care. I bought these ones because I'm pretty much an entirely Apple household at this point. And these things are pretty cool in the sense that they do work with all my devices. So if I go from my iPad to my iPhone to my Mac, it all just works pretty seamlessly, which is great. I really enjoy it. The main reason I bought them was I wanted to try out the noise cancellation in them. That really appeals to me because every morning at 10 a.m., a bunch of jets fly by this place, and I think it's taken years off my life just listening to that rumbling noise. They're very, very loud. Maybe later, tomorrow morning, I'll record it. It's pretty intense. What I wanted to do is I wanted to try them on, and I wanted to test them out next to a bunch of different noises and see whether or not I could still make out the sound. Little problem with that is I have no way to communicate that to you. So I looked into it. There is a way to record what I'm hearing from these headphones directly to my iPhone. The problem is, due to some magics with microphones and recording and then spitting it to YouTube and YouTube processing, it definitely, I've listened to it and it does not sound like it sounds in real time after all that processing occurs. So I'm not going to be able to share directly with you exactly what the sound sounds like. But when I was looking at these, what I really want to know is what could I stand next to and not hear? like how much sound reduction are we really talking here? And so in this video, I really wanted to test it out with you guys. Let's try this out. Okay, test number 1. I'm outside of my house. My house is pretty slick. You're going to like it. Outside here, there's a bunch of ducks. There's a big water fountain, and there's a road. They don't make a ton of noise, but they make noise. They make enough noise where I can definitely hear it. Now, when I put these headphones on, does the noise disappear? And the answer is just about. I can hear like a faint, what sounds like that waterfall back there, but barely. And that's about it. It's kind of surreal being out here without like an ambient noise all the time. It's pretty amazing. I don't know. I really enjoy this. Test number 2. Washer dryer. This thing doesn't make that much noise, but it makes enough noise because my office is right next to it. And so when I'm working on my computer all day, if I'm doing like laundry or anything, it annoys the hell out of me. So let's turn on the dryer. The dryer makes the least noise. I had to check if I turned it on because I couldn't really hear it all the way. Now, standing right next to it, I can hear it, but like barely. It's like muted quite a bit. And that's really the weird thing with these headphones, it mutes everything. Like I can hear sounds, like I can hear my own voice, but it's muted. It's a very strange experience. And the same thing happens, this is the craziest thing. So you have like a wall, right? See this wall? I can hear it, but like, it sounds like a very light slap. I don't know what it'll sound like here. It probably sounds like a loud slap. Now I can switch it over to transparency mode. So now I'm in transparency mode, and Transparency mode's weird in the sense that, like, the volume of everything is very similar to if I took the headphones off. But it's coming through the headphone. Like, it's still, like, in silent mode, but only it pumps everything through. It's a weird experience. It's not, like, miraculous, but it's like I'm hearing it for real, even though I'm not at all. Now, if I hit the wall here, it sounds very different. It sounds like I would expect it to sound. I don't know. I find it freaky. I think it's cool that it can do it. So we have the technology. All right. So noise canceling, it does pretty good. I'm reasonably happy. I did not know if it was going to be like everything's dead silent and like if a fire alarm was going off I couldn't hear it, or if it was going to be like not that good at all. And I would say it's somewhere in between. Like, it does really good with like humming sounds, like my dryer or my refrigerator's on right now, that if these weren't on my head I'd be able to hear, or like a ticking clock or something like that. Like, all that stuff is pretty much wiped out, which is great. I have yet to test the jet noise. Whew. I'll do it before I end this video. Showing from the future here. Outside are all the ducks that I was talking about. I don't know if you can see them. Just having a grand old time. Hey, ducks. Make a lot of noise, but I can't hear them right now. The other thing is with the jet noise, I wish I could show it. It's a cloudy day, so you can't see them up there. But they've been going by for the last hour or so. If I turn these things on, when I'm outdoors, I can like faintly hear them. But it's pretty much gone. It's great. The other thing I see all reviewers talk about is like, is it worth $500? Oh my God, Apple, how could you charge us $500? And all I can say to that is, if you're like struggling to buy food or something, don't buy these. Like, you need to win your fantasy football league first and have $500 just lying around that you want to burn to, like, you know, show all your friends that you're a champion. If you're not in that situation, maybe not. And, you know, again, there's cheaper options. I'm sure they're just as good. I like the fact that this thing goes with all my Apple devices and works pretty nice. I'm cool with it. Final gimmicky feature is the spatial audio. So, like, supposedly if I watch The Mandalorian on my iPad and then I turn my head and stuff, it'll track the sound. Which sounds kind of cool. I don't know if it'll be as cool as it sounds. Let's find out. I was watching iJustine give a review when these things came out, and when she was listening to it, she looked like it was the first time she's ever heard sound before, which was amazing. It's like, oh wow, I've never heard somebody hear sound before. I feel like she's kind of faking it maybe a little bit because I'm not nearly that excited. With general sounds, we'll see what happens when I turn on The Mandalorian. It is cool because it does sound like there's sound coming from directly behind me, no matter which way I turn my head. Like, and it's because I have them on backwards. I think it's kind of gimmicky. Like, I don't think it really, like, I have a surround sound system with 5 speakers, 3 in the front, 2 in the back. I wouldn't say it's better than my 5.1 surround sound system, but it's cool that my iPad can do it. That was definitely not something I could do before. Not that I actually think the speaker on this iPad is pretty legit. Obviously, it's not a 5.1 system, and this is way better. So this is kind of cool, too. I actually did not buy it for audio quality. I bought it for the sound dampening. It's also cool because the jet noise disturbs my TV watching, too. It's that loud. So it'll be cool to see if I can hear this and not hear the jet noise at the same time. That'd be kind of cool. And no review would be complete without the case. Now, most reviewers are like, oh my god, this case is the end of the world. Now, obviously, Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I don't hate it. I mean, it's not compact at all. Like, it doesn't really provide anything. It's just kind of useless. But, you know, I intend to kind of hang these things up somewhere like this in my office. So, you know, if I put the case around it before I do that, it doesn't really disturb me at all. I don't know. Yeah, as far as it not going into like low power mode without the case, you know, I've been wearing these things all day, and they're down about 25% power, which is like, who cares? Like, you know, I'll just charge them once a day. You know, they seem to charge relatively quick. Like, you put them on there for 20 minutes, I might be pretty close to, I don't know if I'd be close to a full charge, but it would definitely do some damage, given how fast I burn. So, that's pretty cool. That's really it, guys. I don't think there's too much else to say about these bad boys. I do think if you were traveling with them, that I might be worried about them, like, in luggage getting kind of destroyed. I've heard that some of the other models, like the Sonys and stuff, can, like, fold up into a smaller package. I could see that being a thing when you're trying to travel with these. But then again, if you were traveling with these and you're on an airplane, these would be on your head. Like, you wouldn't put them in a bag, so maybe that doesn't matter. Of course. Anyway, I'm relatively happy with them. 4 stars. If you guys like this video, like, subscribe, check out my other videos. I'm making a bunch more. I'm still trying to get better at it. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck. Between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. Drive me insane. I want to murder them. No, can't say that on camera. Can't say that on camera.